we are diving into one of South Africa's most baffling aviation mysteries, a case that ties directly with an unknown global phenomenon of glowing green unidentified objects that have been spotted in numerous countries for more than 70 years. This is the story of the Jeffreys Bay UFO, and it was seen in December 2016, and it is possibly part of something that is much, much bigger. Let's go. So to set the scene, it is 9:30 and it is December the 12th, 2016. And an interesting thing that I've noticed when I was compiling a list of all these encounters, as a lot of them seem to occur around areas of ocean, as well as in the month of December for some reason. Correlation doesn't mean causation. I don't know if that's a pattern. That is just something that I've noticed. And to set the scene, a Boeing 737, it is a cargo airplane. It is cruising through the South African airspace. It is taking that 1 hour and a half flight from Cape Town International Airport to Port Elizabeth or Gqeberha International Airport. And the weather is good. It's good. It's 9 o'clock in the evening. The visibility is good. And this is a routine flight, a flight that happens all the time. And the captain and his co-pilot, they are relaxed, they are scanning the sky, they are having a great time, there's no passengers, it's a cargo flight, when suddenly something green appears. Not below them, not beside them, but 300 meters, around 10,000 feet above them, overhead. And this is an altitude that I am told that is above a commercial jet. Nothing should be there. It is unusual. Flares can't even get up to that area. And then, to their surprise and horror, the glowing green object dives straight towards Earth. It hurls past them, accelerating violently, intentionally, and it goes into the ocean without making a splash. Now, the crew became concerned. They thought that perhaps it was an aircraft, even though it was unlikely and in danger. And they radio air traffic control, and their message that they sent to them was urgent. They say, "We have had visual on a green object descending at high speed. Request assistance. Possible craft in difficulty." And this makes me think that what they saw was so real to both of their eyes that they wanted to call for assistance. We know that air traffic control, they listen carefully. They've received strange reports before, but nothing like this. And they do the responsible thing, is that they contact the NSRI, which is the National Sea Rescue Institute in South Africa, to investigate. The object appeared to be falling in towards the ocean, about 10 nautical miles off the coast of Jeffreys Bay. Boats are prepared, organizations are alerted, they're expecting wreckage, they're expecting fire, a splash, anything, debris, but there is nothing. Now, something that the team notes is that no one saw anything on the ground, there was no splash detected, there was no oil slick, no floating parts, just the silence over the calm of Jeffreys Bay, where I come from. It is a beautiful town with a beautifully calm ocean. Officials quickly rule out the most common explanations, such as flares or meteorites. There were none reported in the area. But here's the issue. We know that flares cannot reach anywhere near 1,000 feet above a cruising aircraft. Military flares, you might say, still not enough. And flares don't violently dive, descending at extreme speeds past an aircraft. So whatever was seen, we can rule out flares, balloons, drones, meteorites, and aircraft norms. If you have an explanation that you think is plausible, comment below, because I'd be interested to know. I have an open mind about it. But here is when the story goes global, because what those pilots saw on that December evening is some part of something that is so much bigger. Now, believe it or not, green fireballs have been observed since the early 1950s, mostly across the southwestern United States, especially in New Mexico. the home of nuclear testing, as well as the home of Roswell. One chilling incident was accounted and reoccurred on December the 1st. Remember, I was speaking about December 1948, when two separate plane crews, so it wasn't just one plane crew, it was two plane crews, one civilian and one military. They reported this bright green light streaking across the sky. Scientists at the time suggested it could have perhaps been a meteorite, but meteors don't hover above aircrafts, and they certainly don't maintain altitude. And they certainly don't dive on command straight down, which is what these things have been described as doing, apparently into the sea. Now, the pattern hasn't stopped there. They have been seen in Japan, in Australia, in West Virginia, and Tennessee. And similar green spheres have been recorded. Space.com reported that in August 2021, pilots that were flying over the Gulf of St. Lawrence in Canada were forced to swerve in order to avoid one of these green objects. And they said that they swerved to avoid the object, and then it seemed to just disappear into a cloud, and then it vanished. Again, we see a similar pattern. There is no debris, there is no impact, nothing is on the radar. Now, this is when things get really strange, because by 2025, as of this year, researchers have recorded over 9,000 UFO sightings within 10 nautical miles of major coastlines or bodies of water in the United States. Remember, the object in Jeffreys Bay was also seen within 10 nautical miles of Jeffreys Bay, and over 500 of those sightings were within 5 nautical miles. And more than 150 involved objects either hovering just above the water or plunging into it. Video footage has also surfaced showing green lights that skim across the sky. Video footage has also emerged showing green lights skimming across the ocean surfaces or seem to be just below the surface. Some appear to transition air to sea as though it's nothing. Remember, these objects are observed going from the sea or from the air into the sea, and there is no splash, no sort of transition that would normally happen if matter had to pass through water. And they are not creating turbulence, they are not splashing. Whatever they are not obeying the laws of physics as we understand them. Now, the US Omaha in July 2019 tracked down an unidentified flying object that descended into the Pacific Ocean near San Diego, and we see a similar pattern here. There was no splash, no impact, no debris, and this footage has been confirmed by the Pentagon. These objects may be capable of moving effortlessly between sea and water, a technology that humanity, as we know it, does not possess. Now, there was also a private jet encounter that occurred on the 23rd of December 2025. Remember this theme of December that I've been talking about, and the reports have been kept coming. So this happened with the crew of a private surjet, and they were heading to Florida from the Bahamas when they witnessed these green glowing lights darting around their aircraft at high altitude. And on that plane, it was the two captains, the captain and the co-pilot, as well as the single air hostess. They all observed it for around 45 minutes. And according to their words, it started off white and then it almost changed to green. And air traffic control even radioed them, saying that they've picked up something on the radar. And they were saying, there's a foreign object. Can you see it? Do you have eyes on it? And according to reports, the orbs followed the aircraft for around 45 minutes, zigzagging around them, going up and down at speeds that no human craft as we know it can match. And just like that, in the Jeffreys Bay sighting, they disappeared. Now we got to talk about the implications of these things. If these objects can hover above planes, plunge into oceans without making a splash, evade radar, change color, and perform impossible maneuvers, then humanity may be observing something that is beyond drones, experimental aircraft, or weather phenomena. Either someone has been developing technology that is decades ahead of us or even centuries ahead of us, or these objects do not come from Earth. Comment below what you think. The Jeffreys Day incident was dismissed as a meteor. But meteors don't request sea deployments. Meteor sightings don't repeat across continents. And meteors definitely do not follow aircraft for more than an hour. So what exactly is happening above or below our oceans? South Africa might have witnessed more than just a UFO. It may have witnessed an entry point of something intelligent, something observing, something testing the boundaries. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are these military experiments, extraterrestrial probes, or something even stranger, something living in the ocean? Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more South African mysteries. Until next time, keep your eyes on the sky and comment below if you have had an experience, whether it is paranormal, whether you have seen an unidentified flying object, and if you would like to appear on the show. I will put my email in the link below and we can have a chat.